We all share this fundamental desire, don't we? This craving for financial freedom,
Yeah,
for
definitely.
the ability to wake up each day and live life entirely on our own terms, pursuing what genuinely matters without, the relentless pressure of a paycheck.
Absolutely.
But so often, the conventional wisdom, the path we're told to follow, it feels like such an endless, winding road.
Right. Stretching way out into the future.
Exactly, promising comfort and true freedom only after decades of grinding. Well, today we're diving into a source that radically challenges that entire notion. MJ DeMarco's book, The Millionaire Fastlane.
Oh, it's a powerful one.
It really is. This isn't just a financial how-to. It's a profound call for a complete mindset overhaul.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission for this deep dive is to dissect DeMarco's framework for escaping what he calls the slow lane.
Yeah, he doesn't pull punches with the labels.
Not at all. And accelerating your journey to wealth and freedom much, much earlier in life. We'll be zeroing in on actionable concepts and the kind of mindset shifts that can transform your financial trajectory.
What's truly fascinating here, I think, is that this book doesn't just offer a few clever financial tips. It's not about optimizing the margins.
Right.
It proposes a fundamental paradigm shift. It asks us to rethink our entire relationship with creating wealth.
Okay.
DeMarco isn't just suggesting you save a bit more here and there.
Yeah.
He's pushing you to move from passively hoping for wealth.
Hoping the market does well. Hoping your job is safe.
Exactly. Hoping for all these external factors to line up. Instead, he wants you to actively create it. It's about becoming the architect of your financial destiny, not just a passenger.
That's a crucial distinction. Architect, not passenger. I like that.
Yeah.
And to really grasp the scale of that shift, DeMarco meticulously maps out 3 distinct financial paths that people typically find themselves on. First, there's the sidewalk.
Right, the sidewalk. This describes, well, a lot of people living paycheck to paycheck.
Spending maybe recklessly, no real financial discipline.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And crucially, operating without any coherent long-term plan. They're essentially relying on luck.
Like lottery tickets or just hoping something good happens.
Exactly. It's a path of, well, extreme vulnerability and constant financial anxiety, really.
Okay, so that's the sidewalk. Then what's next?
Then we encounter the slow lane. And this is, maybe surprisingly, the traditional advice, the one that dominates our culture.
This is the path of working a 9-to-5 job for decades, right? Saving diligently.
Diligently saving a portion of your income, consistently investing in things like mutual funds, 401k.
And then, if everything goes according to plan.
Big if sometimes.
Yeah.
You enjoy retirement comfort at 65, maybe later.
It looks safer on the surface. More responsible.
It does. But DeMarco argues, quite forcefully, that it fundamentally ties your wealth creation to time. It postpones true freedom, genuine control, until very late in life.
It's like delayed gratification stretched over half a century.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
And finally, the third path. This is DeMarco's core idea, isn't it?
This is it, the fast lane. This is where he believes true financial acceleration happens. This path involves actively building scalable businesses, businesses that can generate exponential income, not just linear growth tied to your hours.
So not just earning more per hour, but earning from something that grows independently of your direct time input.
Precisely. It focuses heavily on leverage. Leveraging your time, your money, the systems you create, even other people's efforts.
To allow for significant wealth creation, not in decades, but in maybe years.
That's the goal, radically shrinking that timeline.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, then it's not just about how much money you have in the bank.
No, not just income levels. It's fundamentally about our mindset and our approach to financial control.
Okay, so how do the mindsets differ?
Well, the sidewalk is characterized by, let's say, irresponsibility or maybe just lack of planning.
Right.
The slow lane, interestingly, is characterized by hope. You're hoping your job is secure, hoping the market performs.
Hoping inflation doesn't wreck everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the fast lane, DeMarco says, is defined by control, taking command of your financial future, actively shaping your life trajectory, not leaving it to chance or your employer or the government.
It's a shift from being reactive to being proactive.
Definitely.
So, okay, the slow lane is incredibly common. It's almost the default setting for so many people. Why does DeMarco argue it's fundamentally flawed if you want, rapid wealth and freedom?
It seems to boil down to a very simple but really profound economic reality.
Which is?
The core flaw, as DeMarco sees it, is that the slow lane is built on trading time for money. Simple as that.
Whether you're paid hourly, Or salaried.
Doesn't matter. Hourly worker, salaried professional, even a highly paid doctor or lawyer, your earning potential is inherently capped because, well, time is finite.
There are only 24 hours in a day.
Right. You only have so many hours you can physically or mentally work. That puts a hard ceiling on your income. Exponential growth. Impossible in that model.
And just relying on promotions, maybe small annual raises.
Or even compound interest, which is powerful but slow if you start small. It's just too sluggish to achieve significant wealth in a meaningful time frame, like your 30s or 40s.
Plus, you've got things like inflation constantly eating away at your savings.
Exactly. And unexpected life events, health crises, job losses, economic downturns. They can easily derail a slow lane plan that relies on decades of smooth sailing. It really raises an important question for all of us, doesn't it? How much true control over your financial security, over your life's direction, do you really have when your income is directly tied to the hours you work for someone else?
It feels quite limiting when you put it that way. A lack of real agency.
It can be, yeah.
So if wealth isn't just the money from a job or what's in your retirement account after 40 years, what is wealth in this fast lane philosophy? Because that image of wealth as just a big number is hard to shake.
DeMarco definitely broadens that definition, and this is where it gets really interesting, I think.
Okay.
He sees wealth not just as money, but as like a triad: money, freedom, health, and relationships.
So it's holistic.
Very much so. It's about having the financial resources to protect your health, to nurture your most important relationships, and crucially, having the time to do both.
Ah, so the money isn't the end goal itself.
No, it's the tool that buys you time. And critically, it's about control over your financial destiny, not just hoping the stock market behaves or your employer keeps you on.
Right.
In this mindset, time emerges as the true currency. Your ability to control how you spend your time. That becomes the ultimate measure of wealth, not just the dollars.
Because you could have millions, but no time to enjoy it or spend it with people you care about.
Exactly. Are you truly wealthy then? DeMarco would argue probably not.
Okay, so if true wealth is ultimately about control over time and freedom, the big question is, how do you actually generate that kind of massive wealth, the kind that buys you that freedom?
Right. And DeMarco gives us a pretty potent answer. He calls it the law of affection.
Affection, like effect and action.
Kind of, but it's more about magnitude and scale. The law of affection is, well, deceptively simple, but really powerful.
Okay, break it down for us.
It states that your income is directly proportional to the value you create, multiplied by the scale of your impact.
So income, value time scale.
Exactly. Value time scale. To create massive wealth, you can't just slightly increase your value or slightly increase your reach. You need to think about how to apply a multiplier to both.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Think of a highly skilled surgeon. They provide immense value to each patient.
Definitely. Life-saving value.
But their impact, their scale, is limited by the number of people they can personally operate on, maybe dozens or hundreds a year.
Okay.
Now compare that to, say, the founder of a health tech platform. Maybe it helps millions manage diabetes. The value per person might be less direct than surgery, but it reaches millions simultaneously. The scale is massive.
Ah, so the scale dramatically amplifies the total impact and thus the potential income.
That's the Fastlane insight. Find ways to amplify both value and scale. It's about solving real problems for many people, or creating products that resonate broadly, or offering services that genuinely improve the lives of a significant audience.
Thinking businesses that touch millions, not just dozens or hundreds.
Precisely.
That distinction between individual value and scaled impact is key. It makes sense, providing massive value to a massive audience. But I can hear listeners thinking, well, that sounds great, but isn't that incredibly difficult? Sounds like you need huge resources or luck.
That's a totally valid concern, and DeMarco addresses it head-on. He provides a practical guide, almost like a checklist, or commandments, he calls them.
Commandments.
Yeah, for designing and building a scalable fast-lane business idea. He calls it the CENTS framework. C-E-N-T-S.
Okay, sense. Let's walk through it. What's C?
C is for control. This is non-negotiable for DeMarco.
You absolutely have to own your business destiny. But what does that look like practically?
It means you can't just be an employee, obviously, but also not just a freelancer tied to one client or building your entire business on, say, Amazon's marketplace or Facebook's platform where they control everything.
Because they can change the rules overnight or kick you off.
Exactly. You need to own your intellectual property, your brand, your customer list, your systems. You need to be the one driving the bus, not just renting a seat. That's Fastlane control.
Okay, control. Makes sense. What about E?
E is for entry. Barriers to entry. DeMarco argues the harder it is for others to easily copy what you're doing and enter your market, the better.
Like building a moat around your business.
That's a perfect analogy. High barriers protect you from cutthroat competition. It allows you to maintain margins and grow sustainably.
So what creates those barriers? Specialized knowledge. Capital.
Could be any of those. Specialized knowledge that takes years to get, unique processes you've developed, significant startup costs, patents, strong branding, proprietary tech, anything that makes it tough for someone to just replicate your success easily.
If anyone can do it easily, profits tend to disappear quickly.
Exactly. The fast lane is about building something defensible.
Right, CE. Next is N.
N is for need. Your business absolutely must solve a real problem or fulfill a genuine desire in the market.
Sounds fundamental, almost obvious. But I guess many businesses miss this.
Oh, far too often. People fall in love with their own idea, their product, without checking if anyone actually needs or wants it badly enough to pay for it.
So it's not about what you think is cool.
No, it's about what the market signals it needs or craves. Find a pain point, find a strong desire, and then build the solution. Value is always defined by the customer, the market, not by the creator's ego.
Okay, need, very important. Moving on to T.
T is for time. This is huge. You must decouple your income from your time.
This is the big mental hurdle, isn't it? We're so conditioned to think hours worked and money earned.
It's the core of the slow lane trap. The fast lane goal here is to build systems. Systems that earn money while you sleep, while you're on vacation, while you're working on something else.
How do you do that? Automation.
Automation is key. Also, things like licensing your intellectual property, creating digital products courses, software, ebooks that sell over and over without your direct time for each sale. Franchising your business model is another example.
So your personal hours are no longer the bottleneck.
Precisely. If your business grinds to a halt the moment you stop working in it, you haven't built a fast lane business. You've just created a high-stress job for yourself.
Right. Okay, CENT. Finally, S.
S is for scale. This ties back to the law of affection. Choose businesses that have the inherent potential to grow massively beyond your personal efforts.
Reaching a nationwide audience, maybe global, or a huge digital market.
Exactly. A local coffee shop, while potentially a great business, has geographic limits. A software app, a content platform, an e-commerce store. These can potentially scale to millions globally, almost instantly in some cases.
That's where the exponential growth comes from.
That's where the scale of your impact really kicks in. If your business idea ticks these sense boxes, control, entry, need, time, scale, it's almost inherently designed to be a fast lane vehicle.
Because it forces you towards leverage, automation, and reaching many people.
Yes, directly linking back to that idea of time as true currency. You're building something to buy back your time.
Now, it's really crucial to stress, isn't it, that even though it's called the fast lane, DeMarco is very clear this is not some get-rich-quick scheme.
Oh, absolutely not. He emphasizes it's a process, not an event.
Meaning
Wealth isn't created overnight by some magic bullet. It's built through consistent, focused, often intense effort, but effort applied to the right kind of vehicle.
the sense-approved vehicle.
Exactly. It means focusing on building sustainable, value-driven systems, not chasing lottery wins or risky day trades or those make money online tomorrow schemes.
It still requires discipline, persistence, hard work.
Definitely. But the potential payoff, achieving freedom decades earlier than the slow lane, makes the effort different. The fast refers to the potential timeline to freedom, not the lack of effort.
Right. And speaking of that slow lane mindset, let's maybe tackle some common myths. DeMarco says keep people stuck there.
Good idea. There are a few big ones.
Okay, myth number 1. Wealth comes primarily from just saving money, being super frugal, and passively investing in mutual funds for, like, 40 years.
This is the classic slow lane gospel, isn't it? And the truth, according to DeMarco, is that those methods are fantastic for preserving wealth once you have significant amounts of it.
But not for creating it quickly.
Rarely for creating it rapidly, especially from a modest starting point. Frugality and compound interest alone.
Huh.
It's a very, very long game. If your goal is true freedom relatively early in life, they manage wealth well. They don't typically generate it fast enough for the fast lane.
Okay, myth busted. What's another one? How about education? The idea that getting a good degree guarantees wealth.
Ah, yes, the go to school, get good grades, get a good job mantra.
Yeah, that's deeply ingrained.
And while education is incredibly valuable for skills, critical thinking, personal growth, DeMarco argues it's often more about applied skills, value creation, and entrepreneurship. than the degree certificate itself.
Because you can have multiple advanced degrees and still be stuck in the slow lane.
Precisely. If you're still fundamentally trading your highly paid time for money, even with a PhD, you're capped. The Fastlane perspective asks, is the credential the wealth generator, or is it what you do with your knowledge to create massive value and scale? It challenges that automatic link.
Okay, good point. And one more myth. Wealth means luxury. You know, the fancy cars, the mansions, the Instagram lifestyle.
Oh, that's such a pervasive image of success, isn't it? Very seductive.
It really is.
But DeMarco argues this often confuses the trappings of wealth with its true essence. Those things can be byproducts, sure, but wealth itself, in its purest Fastlane form, is about freedom, choice.
The ability to decide how you spend your time and energy?
Exactly, without external financial pressure. It's not about owning a fancier cage. It's about escaping the need for any cage, having the freedom to pursue what truly matters to you.
That really reframes it.
It does, and it raises an important question, I think. How deeply ingrained are these myths? Saving is enough, degrees guarantee wealth, wealth equals luxury, and how we all think about success.
And how challenging, but maybe also liberating, is it to consciously shift away from them?
Right, to embrace this different perspective that DeMarco offers.
So let's try and bring it all together then. What does this Fastlane approach ultimately mean for us? It sounds like it's about something much deeper than just stacking up cash.
It really is. The ultimate purpose of money in DeMarco's framework is simple. Buy back your time.
To live life on your own terms.
Exactly. The Fastlane is about intentionally building a life where you design the rules, where financial independence lets you pursue passion, spend real time with family, travel, learn, contribute.
And do all that in your 30s or 40s, not just waiting for 65 plus.
Yes. Living a rich, fulfilling life while you're still young and energetic enough to fully enjoy it. It's about designing your life with purpose, not just taking reckless risks, but taking calculated, controllable risks aimed at freedom.
It's about regaining control over your most valuable asset, your time.
And then using that time to live a life of genuine purpose and meaning.
Okay, so to recap, the Millionaire Fastlane is really a powerful wake-up call, isn't it?
It definitely aims to be.
It urges us to reject that conventional financial wisdom, stop just consuming, and start creating.
Building those scalable systems and businesses?
Yeah, systems that generate wealth fast enough for you to truly enjoy life while you're still young, energetic, decades away from that traditional retirement age.
It's an invitation, really.
An invitation to become the architect of your own financial future, rather than just passively hoping it turns out okay.
Well put.
So maybe a final thought for our listeners to ponder.
Okay, let's connect this back to the big picture. If time truly is your ultimate currency, as DeMarco argues, and the goal of wealth is fundamentally to buy back that time,
Right.
what would you actually do with that liberated time? If you had complete control over your days, weeks, years, starting much sooner than you thought possible, what would that look like?
That's a deep question.
And how might envisioning that future fuel your own path towards taking control and achieving scale? What existing slow lane assumptions, those ingrained beliefs about work, money, success, might you need to challenge in your own life right now to start designing that ideal future? A future where you have the freedom to truly live on your own terms.